Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox on Tap.
Tony, my first reaction is just fuck yes, let's go.
Sox versus the Twins. That's where it all starts. It all starts taking care of business in-house in the Central Division.
That's right, I'm a meatball.
You got to bring that top button swag, baby.
It is always great to beat the Cubs.
And I'm a homer, so I always say they're gonna.
Dallas Keuchel Lansing got some beards that you should be afraid of.
What everybody said when he gets out there, it's me versus the other guy, and I'm going to beat him. So I just love that mentality. It's cool and fucking tough.
Steve, would you say that Tony is mad online?
I would definitely say that.
The White Sox winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox on Tap, the headband edition. Before we get into this one, be sure to go on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Sox on Tap, at On Tap Sports. Following Tony at Tony on Tap. Following me at Buzz on Tap. And you can follow Steve somewhere in like another universe where he actually has a twat on Twitter. My bad. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. And be sure to check out Grandstand. Go to Grandstand Sox on socials, grandstandsox.com, or if you're down by the ballpark, check out Grandstand. Any White Sox gear you need, you can get it there at Grandstand or Chicago Sports Gear, not to the north side. You can still get it at Grandstand. Check it out. Boys, I have been gone since last Saturday, since we went to the Milwaukee game where we unfortunately lost. I still have a broken thumb. I have a new fresh ink. I'm in pain, so I am masking it with my beer, and I'm here with my friends. Tony, I'm going to start with you tonight because you're wearing shades. I wear my sunglasses at night. Yeah, so tell me what you're feeling right now, bro.
Feeling fantastic, Buzz. I'm feeling great. I got Hawk Harrelson with me. Pick this guy up at the ballpark. Yeah, he's ready to go. I'm ready to go too. We've had a great weekend, man. I got out to the ballpark last night. It was a great fucking time. Sox lost, but it was exciting. I've taken in a lot of White Sox baseball over the last 2 weeks in person. It's been fantastic to get out and watch this team play as much as they have. And then today we get a White Sox winner. Had some great dinner at Palermo's on 95th out in Oak Lawn. I'm feeling fantastic, boys. Steve, how you doing?
Hey, yo, boys. Take 2 out of 3 from the Cleveland Indians. Fuck you, motherfuckers. It feels great. We got a lot of really good shit to talk about. And listen, let's just talk about it. Let's address the elephant in the room. There is so much sex on this broadcast right now with these headbands here. I don't know if the internet can hold this down.
I don't think they can.
There's no way.
Yeah, no, there's too much. I got the guns out, which are like SpongeBob arms, but I can't put too many sleeves on because this new ink is really hurting. So it's a little dry. But boys, I know I was gone a week, obviously. Steve, Johnny were hitting games. Tony, you were doing your thing. You hit a couple games too. White Sox did some shit this week. They did some shit, boys. We got Craig Kimbrell. We got Cesar Hernandez. Ryan, I'm just going to say it, Tempera, because people keep saying that, and I just think it's fucking hilarious. We made some moves, and it was crazy because Steve's favorite player, Nick Madrigal, was traded in the meantime. Obviously crazy shit happened this week. So let's start with the first question before we get into the game and the breakdown, because everybody, just in case you missed it, this is Sunday Funday. I want everybody with questions, everybody with fucking statements. I'm not a big time. I don't need your questions. I just want your statements in here. We'll throw them on the screen. What did you think of Rick Hahn's trade deadline acquisitions? Steve, we'll start with you. We'll go to Tony, and then I'll sprinkle it in.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I would just like to say that here's what I envision happening. Rick Hahn walked into a room with the Houston Astros, the Oakland A's, the Boston Red Sox, the Tampa Rays, and the New York Yankees, smacked it on the table, and said, boys, here it is. Come get yourself some of this bullpen come October, because I don't think you want none of this. That's what I think it fucking said right there. I cannot tell you how excited I was when I got this news. When Tony sent me that text, I was in my car and I literally yelled out, fuck yes, baby, let's go. This move to me, this is what a team that is serious about winning the fucking World Series, because that's the objective here. This is what you do. And I may or may not have about 1,000 words coming out on this very topic come tomorrow morning at ontapsportsnet.com. So you may want to just go check that out for my full detailed thoughts. But boys, I fucking love it. I'm all jacked up.
All hopped up on Mountain Dew. Tony, how are you feeling? I know you're cool right now. We got the sunglasses on and shit. I know you're feeling cool, but I want the raw emotion. I don't want the cool shit put on a front. I want the raw emotion. Rick Hahn trade deadline deals, what the Sox did going into the second half of the season. How are you feeling, man?
I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. I'm just going to come out here and say real quick, like we were talking about this a week ago, and one name I brought up on this show, and I don't mean to shove it down Steve's throat, but I said, if the White Sox are serious at the deadline, what do they got to go do? Craig Kimbrell, premier talent on the market to go shut shit down with Liam Hendricks. Rick Hahn did it. He made big boy moves. He put on big boy pants. He made money moves. He did everything. He did everything that people did not think that Rick Hahn would do. I fucking love it. I'm ecstatic right now. The joy that I have watching White Sox baseball, knowing that you've got two premier closers at the back end of your bullpen to shut shit down is fucking fantastic. Steve is already ready with the props. This is all unscripted. Steve, you could take an L there, but it's a W for all of us at the end of the day, because we get to watch two premier closers go shut shit down in October for the Chicago White Sox. You cannot be more excited right now if you're a White Sox fan, knowing that that's at the back end of your bullpen. I know Tepera didn't have a great showing right away out of the gate, and we'll talk about what happened on Friday night there. I didn't like what White Sox fans were doing when he had a little bit of a rough outing. But overall, guys, this bullpen that was projected to be mighty, you didn't think that Rick Hahn was going to have to go out and make moves to secure stuff right now at the deadline. You thought that there was going to be other problems. Maybe it was the rotation. Maybe it was the batting order. Maybe it was anywhere else. It was the bullpen that he needed to go shore up. A lot of people didn't think that he was going to do it, and he dropped a huge fuck you to everybody who did not think that the White Sox were serious about contending this year. I'm fucking in love, and so is Hawk Harrelson.
Dude, I feel the same way. So when I saw the shit breaking down, I was in the Northwoods. So when I was gone there, like, just to give everybody a little bit of background, not that you give a fuck, but I'm going to explain it. Where we are in Wisconsin at my wife's family's cabin, there is no internet, there is no cable, there is nothing. They have nothing up there. So I cannot get shit unless I go into town. I was in town getting tattooed when Madrigal was traded for Kimbrell. I lost it right there. And the guy looked at me like I was an idiot because I'm in another state that doesn't give a fuck. They don't care about the White Sox. They don't give a shit. And let's face it, I was in a tattoo parlor. They don't give a fuck about baseball. So I'm like sitting there like marking out. Absolutely stoked by the move that Rick Hahn made. A very underrated thing. I hear people keep saying, well, Nick Madrigal, he's going to be a 300 hitter or all that. Yeah, you know what, Nick I think we all know that here. I think that Nick Madrigal doesn't strike out a lot. I think that he gets timely hits. I think he does a good job. He was showing us a little bit of power, boys, right? He was. But Craig Kimbrell has a beautiful team option at the end of his deal. This is not just a one-year thing for one of the best pitchers in baseball. We have him for 2 years, guys. This year and next with the club option there. So I'm stoked by the move. I liked the Cesar Hernandez move. Cesar, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it like, because I can't pronounce shit. Cesar Hernandez. I like that move. I thought it was good to, I think that was a move that was made obviously because Rick Hahn knew what he was doing. He didn't get a second baseman because he knew Madrigal was being shopped. He knew that he was working on something else. And I love what he did. And
I've got something hot too, Buzz.
Go ahead, I want the hot. I want the hot, please. Would you? Oh, man, that's real hot.
This is real hot. Let's go back here just a little bit because you're talking about Nick Madrigal. It's from 2019. I never thought that the White Sox were going to be able to sign this premier free agent guy. I never thought that we were ever going to go out and even get a Yasmani Grandal. I've always been a firm believer that we need to go out and get this guy. I'm sorry to beef loaf right here because he's going to catch a little bit of shade on this one, but I'm more about right here. If they're going to have to trade for premium talent if they want it. If it costs the almighty precious Nick Madrigal, then so be it. That to me right there is Rick Hahn. I'll take an L on this one too. Steve, you know this. I've been the one saying that Rick Hahn is going to be gun shy to go out there after the Tatis deal and make a move trading a huge prospect. I think Nick Madrigal fits that bill. I think you guys do as well. But he went out and did it.
No, he did. And again, making a huge move like that is something that I tweeted out while I got into town. And did I take a phrase from our beautiful friends over at Bears on Tap? You sure damn right I did. Rick Hahn has always been made fun of for what, boys? Sitting at the table. Am I right on that, Steve? Am I right on that? We hear that all the time. He sits at the table, right? He's there. Tony, right? He sits at the table. Rick Hahn literally put his fucking meat on the table here. And that's huge. It's absolutely huge because the guys, I don't know, honestly. 2008 was great. We had the blackout game. Everything was fine. We felt confident. Obviously, 05 is the World Series year. I have never been as optimistic about a White Sox team in my fucking life, going even back to 05 I know I was in high school. I was a freshman. I still loved it. I didn't think they'd be a World Series winner. Right now, I do. And the fact that the moves that he just fucking made with Yasmani coming back, with Luis Robert around the corner, hopefully that groin issue gets fixed with Eloy. Dude, it's insane.
This is one of the things that little spoiler here that I wrote about for the piece that's going to come out tomorrow. And Han has talked for a number of years about seasons being sacred and believing in that and constantly using the lawyer speak to put that out there. He put his fucking money where his mouth was with this trade for Craig Kimbrell. Jesus Christ!
I know it's so hard to say. It is.
But
so, guys, for 1 second, I've never had problems saying Craig Kimbrell, and I'm normally the one mispronouncing things. I know you guys are excited.
Well, Steve and I have been drinking, so what the
about
fuck are you
Craig
doing?
Kimbrell closing ball games? But for once on this fucking show, I can say that like I've got the pronunciation down, and nobody else does. If Johnny was here, he'd be proud of me. I don't know if you guys are proud of me, but I'm proud of myself.
I'm so jacked up. I'm just mispronouncing words left and right. So that tells you.
How much Mountain Dew do you have?
Listen, I'm not a Mountain Dew guy. I think it's very, very overrated. But that's not why you called. Okay.
No.
But like I was saying, Han recognized the situation. He has an understanding of what is in front of him and realizing that this team is a viable World Series contender. You make the moves for Cesar Hernandez, for Ryan Tepera. That shored up the two biggest areas of need. Now, I will openly admit, if those would have been the two moves at the deadline, yeah, you could say they addressed their two areas of need. I would have felt a little empty inside still based off of that. This move, going out and getting Craig Kimbrell, says, fuck everybody else. We think we can win the World Series. We're going to go out there and we're going to do it. We're going to get the best guy on the market to improve our chances because I see this team that's getting Luis Robert, that's getting Eloy Jimenez, that's getting Yasmani Grandal back in the lineup. They have fought their fucking asses off through all this adversity to get to this point here on August 1st, where they have a 9-game lead in the division and they're staring an American League pennant in the face and they said, fuck it, we're going for it. It's time right now. Contract control, be damned. It's time to go get a fucking ring.
Flags fly forever.
It's very true. They do. They do fly forever. Now, I do want to get into a couple questions for people in here and, listening to the podcast and interacting with us right now. So tell your friends if you want to. If you don't, I don't give a fuck either way. But were there any moves that you wanted to happen, boys, that did not happen? Because I haven't seen you guys in a week. Like literally. I mean, I saw you in Milwaukee. Before that, Steve and I were on Thursday before I left. I have not seen you guys. Was there any moves that you wanted to make, or was getting Craig Kimbrell like the creme de la creme? That was like I didn't give a fuck if he didn't do anything else. Because and you both know this, I really badly wanted a second baseman that could possibly play outfield. Like an Adam Frazier or something like that. Obviously, it did not happen. I'm fine with that. But I kind of did want a right fielder because I guess I got stuck in my ways of Nick Madrigal coming back next year, and I thought Lou Reed can hold it down. I know people hate him right now, but I thought he could hold it down. But were there any moves that you wanted Rick to make that he did not?
I would say not necessarily that I wanted him to make. I think another area that I believed maybe would be beneficial was getting another pitcher that could be a swing guy that could make some spot starts, but then also take some innings in the bullpen here as we see how they are trying to manage the innings of Carlos Rodon, of Dylan Cease, and of the rest of this starting pitching staff here going through these last 2 months of the season here. So I thought maybe getting a guy that you could plug into that spot right there would be beneficial for them as they try to space these guys out to keep them fresh, because we've seen it over the last 2 starts here. Carlos Rodon has a dead arm. This is something that was honestly to be expected given the fact that he'd only thrown 40 innings in the 2 years leading up to this and coming off the pandemic. I think there could be some bumps in the road here for the remaining guys in the rotation. So adding another arm in there, I thought made sense. But if he wasn't going to go out and do that, get the best fucking bullpen arm, build that super pen, give Tony La Russa the flexibility so that in a playoff game, if you're going up against Houston and you're in the 6th inning and you're in a tight spot and you need to go to Liam Hendricks to get you 5 outs, you can do it. And now you got a guy you can trust to get outs 25, 6, and 7. I love it.
I love what he did. I think that it was more than enough. To be honest, I was of the ilk where I didn't think he was going to make too many moves. I thought Cesar Hernandez might have been it. And if that was it, so be it. I still thought that this roster could compete in the playoffs. And once you get there, anything can happen. This team's had some sort of magical ride so far. You see it from the depth players. You see it this weekend. Even though they lose, you get guys like Sebi Zavala that just come up and hit bombs.
I knew you were going to sneak it in there.
I'm not even done with that. That's going to happen like 8 times on this show. You've seen Billy Hamilton come up and carry the team for a little while. There's just so many. There's been so many magical stretches, but at a certain point in time, you got to make your own luck. And Rick Hahn went out there and did some things to help make their own luck along the way here. It was incredible with what he did. I think if there was one thing that he could have done, if there was a catcher on the market that was available, that was for a good price, somebody who could hop in here and help out, just shore up some depth down the stretch, because you're one catcher injury away from a very, very, very bad situation. I think that Rick was definitely looking there. But if Collins or Zavala is to go down over the next month here, you've got a major hole, and now you're picking off the scrap heap from guys. So I thought that you might have seen that. I know he did make a minor transaction. Forget who they wound up with. There's a guy down in AAA now. I don't even have a name, but I thought he might go grab a vet major league catcher to stash at AAA just to see what was happening. I know Lucroy just became available.
Yeah, that's who I thought they were going to bring back, because Lucroy spent time with us in spring training this year. And
Yes.
if you remember, I wrote the article on untapsportsnet.com on why he might be a good signing for the White Sox, who were not really planning on bringing back James McCann. And, I thought Yasmani Grandal could use a backup. Our dude, Jordan Miller, always fucking clutch, Tony. Look,
Yes, he is. He is. He absolutely is. That's the exact name that I'm going after. And just like Craig Kimbrell, which I can pronounce, I'm not even going to fucking try and pronounce that name right now. Not even going to. I'm just going to let people read it. Somebody else can give that a go, and we'll go from there.
Okay, I'm going to finish his beer, and then I'm going to get back at it, all right? I will definitely try to pronounce it.
it.
But I just give Jordan Miller appreciation hour real quick. Always got our back. Jordan fucking Miller.
By the way, do people still miss Brian McCann or James McCann?
I do. I miss James McCann.
Why? Is it because Giolito was an all-star when he threw to him? I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It's not because
come on.
It's gonna get
It's
you.
not-
It was a joke. I'm going to lose followers now.
His wife's gonna get you.
People are going to get you for that one. But it's not because he, however Lucas Giolito threw him. I think outside of Sebi Zavala, I'm probably slighting Yasmani Grandal here just way too much. But I thought that James McCann, he had a good defensive game. I think we've seen some of the worst of Yasmani Grandal bad luck as White Sox fans when it comes to blocking balls, framing, some of that stuff. And that can resonate. I mean, the game of baseball, it just has a way to bite you in the ass sometimes. I think we all know that. I think baseball's bitten Yasmani Grandal in the ass a few too many times for White Sox fans' liking. But James McCann as a backup, as another guy on your roster, yeah, I'd probably rather have him here than Zach Collins for sure right now on this roster. I think he's a good baseball player. He maybe outperformed a little bit of what he actually is as a ball player on the south side of Chicago. But there's also something to be said for guys that were just comfortable here. We've all worked jobs where you're comfortable in and then go to a new place and you're not as comfortable. Maybe he's not comfortable in Detroit. Maybe he's not comfortable in New York. Maybe he was more comfortable here, and you got the best that you could have gotten out of James McCann on the south side of Chicago. I think there's something to be said for that. And I think that, if I could, if money wasn't a problem and we wanted to have him on the squad, I would take him back in a heartbeat.
If anybody would, if money wasn't a problem, but I mean, that's not real life. And, I live in a fantasy world 9 times out of 10.
Well, if you're the LA, if the White Sox
operated
character. Yeah, but if the White Sox operated like the LA Dodgers, you'd have James McCann on this team still.
Again, I'm not going to be a guy who's posting stuff like that because they don't. And I know they don't.
Correct. So let's be realists. But if you're going to ask me if I miss him, I miss him.
I don't miss him. I don't give a fuck. Because you know why? I'm in first place. He's not here. I'm looking forward. Zach Collins, Sebi Zavala, whatever. I'm good. I'm going to move forward. Yasmani will be back. We're going to make some shit happen. Yes, James McCann had a good season, 1 season and a half here, no doubt about it. Struggled in New York to start a season. But, I mean, again, would it be great for him to be the everyday backup catcher, Tony? Yes, I give you that 100% of the time. You're 100% correct. Absolutely would rather have him than Collins or Zavala up here on the Major League roster. It's not the case. I don't live in that I'm not saying you do, but there's a lot of people that do live in the
wait. I'm gonna have to call a timeout here. You guys are talking a lot about him being the backup. There's a sizable portion of this fan base that was saying that Yasmani Grandal should have been fucking traded and that McCann should have been kept. That's what I'm talking about.
That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's dumb. Yasmani Grandal has proved, obviously, we have all bitched on this show about him not swinging the bat earlier in the season when he was healthy. There's not one of us that haven't. We love the fact that he got on base.
That kind of shades why I'm wearing the sunglasses tonight, Steve.
Right. We all know that he walked at a good clip, and when that bat started getting hot and he started carrying the offense a little bit because no one else can get it going, everybody's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, this guy's good. Yeah, dude, Yaz is the man. He's a great catcher. There's a reason he's been a top 2, top 3 catcher in the MLB for a few years now. He's great. And I'm not trying to hate on James McCann. I loved his time here. I think that James McCann is a stand-up motherfucker. I think he's a good dude. Everything I've read about him, for sure. And he played well here. No doubt about it. He played well. Didn't work out. He wanted to get a bag. How do you hate on a guy for getting a bag? You can't. But he's not here anymore, so he's not my priority.
I don't hate anything about James McCann. In fact, I hated James McCann when he came to the White Sox. That's when I hated James McCann. I'll be honest. I hated James McCann because I thought he was going to take at-bats away from.
That was one of those weird Jordan Lazowski flex.
It was a weird Jordan Lazowski flex. If you want to go down White Sox Twitter timelines, like I had, the Sebi Zavala train and Shy Sox Weekly back in the day, and things were coming up Sebi Zavala all the way. And I'm a big Sebi Zavala guy. Dude hit 3 home runs last night. I might have been there to see it. But I thought that Sebi Zavala was going to be the man behind Yasmani Grandal, and things were just going to work out. And I don't know what it is with Zach Collins, but I just don't like watching that guy play baseball. Not exciting to me. But I thought it was going to be Sebi and Yaz, and I thought that was going to be a good tandem. Maybe we can get that at the end of this year. But McCann came in and he kind of just stole the show from everybody because it was a weird signing. I don't even know why he ended up here. And then, Lucas Giolito goes out and picks McCann as his guy, and things just work there. And then the bat just started coming out of fucking nowhere. I mean, if we're down the rabbit hole of James McCann here,
I don't know what
in the middle of August.
I don't know how we got in first place. No idea how we got.
That's why you tune into the show.
No, because it's organic conversation. It's fucking organic conversation. We somehow ended up on it. We're not going to fucking get away from it because it's Sunday Funday. We haven't been on together in a while. Some of us been on vacation. Other of us have been at the game almost every day. I'm looking at you, Steve. And, all this other shit. It's fun. That's why it's fun. I will say, though, I will say real quick here, Zach Collins, you bring him up. And you brought up Sebi's 3 home run game yesterday, which I don't know what it is today because I haven't looked yet. But did you guys know that it brought his shit up to 145 WRC plus shit after that game? That's pretty good. If you didn't know, league average is 100. That's real good. Sebi had a great game yesterday. And
that is what we in the business like to call fun with small sample sizes.
Yes. But now a lot of people, they are against Zach Collins staying here after this performance from Sebi Zavala because when Yasmani comes back, they'd like it to be Yasmani and they'd like it to be Sebi. Now, I'd like opinions on that real quick because, again, we are just all over the fucking place, and that's what makes for a good show in my mind. So why don't we talk about that? I like Zach Collins. I know a lot of other people don't. I think he hits right-handed pitching pretty well. You know what? Our dude Corey here in the chat stole the words right out of my mouth. I'm gonna throw that on the screen here. He caught a Rodon no-hitter this year. I do want to give him a little bit of credit for that, even though Rodon has been lights out no matter what. I would like to see a little bit more out of Sebi besides a 3 home run game, because everything other than that has not been great. He is better behind the plate than Zach Collins is. I'll say that right now, but I'd like to see a little bit more before I'm shipping Zach Collins out for Sebi Zavala. Tony, we'll start with you because I know you ride the Sebi train. Then we'll get to Steve there.
I don't care who Carlos Rodon threw the no-hitter to. He was throwing that no-hitter to anybody. I could have been behind the fucking plate, and Carlos Rodon's throwing a no-hitter that night.
I don't know about that.
I think so. I think Carlos Rodon just has that kind of fucking stuff. Maybe not me. Maybe Steve, because he's built more for that. He can, he's got the body. He can take the beating back there behind the plate.
He's got them big arms.
Yeah, maybe me for 1 inning, Steve for 6. We'll throw Johnny back there for however much we need to finish it off. But I think Carlos Rodon was going to throw that no-hitter regardless. I'll give some credit to Zach Collins, though. I think catching a no-hitter is very impressive. So let's give him that. But one thing that I wanted, I just go back to this. Sebi Zavala outperformed Zach Collins at Double-A. Sebi Zavala has always had that power. Sebi Zavala has always been able to be an offensive catcher. Like that was his thing, number one. Coming through the minor leagues, talked to a lot of future Sox guys. They say Sebi Zavala was an offense-first guy before he was a defensive catcher. Dude's done a lot of work to shore up becoming a more complete all-around baseball player, I think, than Zach Collins has to this point in both of their careers. Zach Collins feels one-dimensional to me. Yeah, he hits right-handed pitching great. But is there room on a roster right now with this White Sox team for a guy who's a backup catcher to only hit one side of, hit one type of pitcher and continuously be behind the plate? When you get to October, and it doesn't matter. If Lucas Giolito's only comfortable throwing to Zach Collins and you've got a lefty on the mound and it's Zach Collins' turn up, like that leaves your manager with a hard decision to make. When you've got Yasmani Grandal and you've got Sebi Zavala on your roster, you've got a guy that's had high praise from Lance Lynn. You've got a guy that obviously has some pop in his bat. I watched him in Milwaukee when I was up there take BP. Dude was just fucking drilling baseballs out there the same way Gavin Sheets was. He's got power. He's got pop in his bat. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to find it. Up until last week, I mean, the dude didn't even play in more than 40 Major League Baseball games, and a lot of people were ready to send his ass down. We saw Adam Engel fucking get a ride for like 4 years here before he started to figure out how to hit a baseball. Let's give this guy a little bit of time. The only reason that Zach Collins, in my opinion, came up before him is you're talking about a first-round draft pick versus a guy you took in the middle rounds as a flyer. Not every first-round draft pick is going to play out. Zach Collins right now is riding his pedigree through the White Sox system up to the major leagues. That's just my opinion. Sebi Zavala's got all the same talent in the world. Whichever one ends up showing it is going to be the one that's here.
Sebi has 18 games of major league experience, by the way.
Under 40. 18 games of major league experience. He's shown some pop. He's gotten high praise from veterans like Lance Lynn, like I said before, as the complete package behind the plate. I mean, I think that means something. Might not mean everything, but it means fucking something, at least to me. So you ride it out. You see what these guys both do down the stretch here till Yasmani Grandal comes back. You don't have to make that decision. And it's not our decision to make. That's going to be Rick Hahn, Tony La Russa, and the coaching staff. But if Sebi Zavala is showing it to you, and you've got guys like Lance Lynn who are comfortable throwing to him, guys that are the ace of your staff over what Lucas Giolito's even shown this year so far, I don't know. That seems like a pretty easy decision to me. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. A couple tree things I want to address with this here. So, Tony, you talk about Sebi outperforming Collins in Double-A Birmingham, and that's true. However, when Sebi went up to Triple-A Charlotte, which is a hitter's paradise, the offense absolutely cratered to the point where, and I know Jordan Miller mentioned he had the 20 home runs in 2019. His strikeout rate ballooned to 35% that season, and this season, 42.5% at AAA in the best hitters ballpark in the International League. That's where the luster of the Sebi Zavala offensive train went and died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well.
Whereas Zach Collins, when he went to Charlotte, he actually reduced his strikeout rate after he had that initial cup of coffee that failed miserably here in Chicago. And he was still hitting for power at that point.
He
Now,
also had, Steve, the best batting average in the minors that he had, and I believe his OBP was better than it was anywhere else.
right. So with all of that being said, that's a big part of the reason why a lot of the hype surrounding, or the discussion surrounding Sebi Zavala kind of went away, and he was really seen as an afterthought. Now, I will absolutely say this. My contention with Zach Collins for a long time has been that he was not going to be part of this team long term. And I have not been as harsh of a critic of Zach Collins as a lot of other people have within this fan base. I will say this, though. I recognized, I think, pretty early on that there was a limited skill set here. He cannot catch. You absolutely cannot allow him to be behind the plate in a playoff game when this shit really matters. Okay? That is crystal clear at this point. It's not going to work. And I've been saying for, I think, a couple of years now that at some point in the future, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens this season, Zach Collins gets traded to Tampa or Oakland, and they make some little tweak to his swing, and he becomes a functional part of a DH platoon, because I think that is Zach Collins' future. It's not as a catcher. It's not as a first baseman. Okay. Part of the other problem with him right now is this. He's having a strange season in the sense that you look at his WRC plus against right-handed pitching, and I know I've talked about this a lot, at 121, so 21% above league average. That is buoyed very heavily by a 17.6% walk rate. He's got a 402 slugging. So the fact of the matter is, if he's going to be DHing, you need power in that spot. This team has been devoid of power for a good portion of the season. Gavin Sheets exists. He has shown that he can provide you with power. Brian Goodwin, I think, is probably still going to stick around for a little bit and get some time in right field. Even if not, if Adam Engel is out there in right field, or if Gavin Sheets is out there in right field, I think Tony La Russa is really going to kind of mix and match, especially with Eloy being at the DH spot. There are no at-bats for Zach Collins at this point. So from my perspective, I think that when Yaz is ready, Zach Collins is dead man walking, and I feel like he knows it right now. So I don't see how he's going to be on this roster when Yaz comes back.
No, totally fair. It's absolutely fair. I just, I like Zach against, like you said, against, right-hand pitching. He did well. What did you say, 121? Yeah, I mean, it's good shit, Steve. We both know that's good shit. Obviously he's had a little bit of a rough time. He's not, and like I said before, he's not good defensively. He's just not good. He's not a good catcher. He's not nowhere near Sebi. So I guess, I don't know if I necessarily feel like 100% confident with Sebi going into the playoffs. Like Tony said, he thought they might've made a move or something for a catcher, but they didn't. So this is where they're going to have to ride it out here.
Or Lucas Giolito's going to have to learn to fucking throw to him to Yasmani.
You know what, dude? Like I said this a million times, and I'm so sick of taking fucking slack on this on Twitter. But, I choose to be on the platform. That's my bad. But I'll continue to do this. It annoys me to this day that he cannot throw to the premier catcher on our roster, the one that we paid, the one that has been called the best pitch framer, if not the second best pitch framer in all of the MLB. I don't get it.
But Buzz, wait. Greg Maddux had a personal catcher.
Greg Maddux was 79 years old when he had a fucking personal catcher. Okay, I don't want to hear about it. It just drives me absolutely up a wall. Not that I'm trying to hate on Lucas, because you know what? Lucas had a really good fucking July, guys. Okay? Lucas Giolito had a great July. I'm not trying to hate on Lucas. I just get worried about it sometimes. That's all it is. I just don't want him to get set in his ways or to become a mental thing, because listen, we're fucking full steam ahead into October here. This isn't a joke. Like that's where we're going. So he's going to have to figure it out. And I'll tell you what, an important game in the playoffs, and it's Lucas on the mound. It shouldn't be Zach Collins behind the plate. It should be nine times.
It can't be.
No,
I will take it. It cannot be.
Okay, it cannot be. It cannot.
Okay, so we're
be.
sending. We all right. So let's circle back here. Then,
But it can't be Sebi either.
Lucas Giolito looked okay throwing to Sebi the other day. I know they
He
didn't wind
did.
up with a win, but they looked okay. He looked okay throwing to Sebi. And here's the thing about Sebi Zavala in the playoffs. He's probably not starting a game. Maybe one out of the 4 or 5 games in a series, but he's probably coming in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning as a defensive replacement if you need him to, because of whatever reason there.
Yeah.
You're not pulling Yaz.
You can't.
That depends on how Yaz comes back, man. I mean, you got to talk about this injury that he's got right here.
No,
so
that's fair.
You've got to talk about how is Yaz going to feel? Is he going to be able to have that wear and tear on himself every single day coming back off of this injury?
Yeah,
we don't know how he's going to look. So guess what? Somebody's going to have to be behind the plate. And if that means that Yasmani Grandal is your DH for one game out of the series, or is coming out in the middle of a game and you need to go to somebody who's defensively competent behind the plate, I'm going Sebi Zavala all the way down the road. And that's exactly why I thought potentially that Rick Hahn would make one more move to get a veteran catcher back here.
Were you upset that Luke Roy didn't come back to him after?
No, I'm not upset.
Because I know you were a big fan of him in spring training like I was.
I thought he was your backup catcher.
Yeah, so did I.
This year. I thought he was your backup catcher because I was not pleased with Zach Collins or any of the, outside of, the way he can hit right-handed pitching. I thought that's just too one-dimensional for this team. But I am saying that right now, if there's one guy that I can absolutely trust back there on this roster at the catcher position, it's probably Sebi Zavala, because I don't know what Yasmani Grandal is going to look like. And if I need his bat in the lineup, I'm a big proponent of Eloy Jimenez being your DH. I'm fucking throwing Eloy Jimenez out into left field so that I can get Yasmani Grandal's bat back in the lineup at DH. Yeah, hope and pray for everything else there.
I'm just surprised to hear someone like you saying that.
Although
you want him in the lineup. You want both of those bats in the lineup. And if that's the only way that you can do it, so be it. Fuck it. Let's go.
Although we have to be fair here, okay? And we've obviously all been very critical of Eloy and his defense.
Yeah.
The one game that he did play out there, and I even noticed this when he was running the bases, and Steven Stone commented on this during the broadcast. He absolutely does look like he is moving better.
He does. He looks like he's moving better than pre-injury.
Yeah.
And that's Eloy Jimenez. Let's give Eloy Jimenez some credit here. That dude's he's a competitor. He wants to fucking win. He wants to win baseball games. He may be a little bit lackadaisical at times and like to have fun, but he wants to win. He's going to do what he needs to do to win baseball games, and he wants a championship just as much as Jose Abreu and everybody else does. So if it's tuning the way he runs, the way he thinks about things, I was joking with you guys. Maybe they gave him some Adderall. I don't know what it is, but Eloy Jimenez looked like he was focused, looked like he was out there to play baseball. And if that's the Eloy Jimenez that we get in October, okay, move Andrew Vaughn to second base. You heard him on the broadcast today too. Steve, you were not there. You heard about Andrew Vaughn taking reps at second base. I know you went out and you got Cesar Hernandez, but if you have to logjam a bunch of really good bats into a lineup in October, and
that's a great problem to have.
Milwaukee has done this for years, Steve, and you've heard some good baseball minds say this. Get your best bats in the lineup. I know defense is important, but are you putting Cesar Hernandez in the lineup over? Let's just talk about it. Yasmani Grandal comes back. Doctors say he can't catch. How you fitting this together? Because
Andrew Vaughn in right field.
Andrew Vaughn in right field. Okay.
Yeah.
Over Adam Engel.
Move it around.
Well,
over Adam Engel. That's a good question.
There's going to be the fact of the matter is there's going to be a lot of mixing and matching that is going to have to happen with this roster come October. And I've been saying this for a while, and I've been asking this question: will they have the guts in a playoff game to have Eloy and Vaughn in the corners? And they did that that night in Kansas City when Eloy was out there, that second game back. So I think that was kind of a test run here, because I I legitimately believe they are going to be in a position where, depending on the matchups and who it is, that is going to be the corner outfield alignment. And because they're going to have those bats in there.
Can they try Eloy and Wright one time for me? Can they try Eloy and Wright one time for me? Because Juan didn't look comfortable out there.
You see, we're talking about trying people places, and I'm so fucking scared to try these.
Why? You've got a 9.
Because I want to win. I want to know what's for sure.
You've got a 9-game lead, and here's something that I want.
Are you talking about right now?
Right now, like next week.
That's fair.
Next week, I'm not talking in the playoffs. Let's try this before we get there, because let's look at the rest of the season.
Yeah, you're right. We have a 9-point lead.
We've got a 9-game lead. We've got a 9-game lead in the division. You've got plenty of games coming up against weak AL Central opponents throughout the rest of this year. Like, today was kind of a fuck you to Cleveland that you're throwing Jimmy Lambert out there and telling people that you're going to rest your starters to get into playoff mode. It's August 1st.
Was that you?
Shame.
That you who tweeted that, Tone? I can't remember. I got to find it. I hope I give the right credit.
I think it was
someone
Duber.
Tweeted. Oh, okay. Someone was like, "This is the
Duber.
biggest fuck you ever to Cleveland, throwing Jimmy Lambert out there." And
it was the biggest fuck you to Cleveland. Like, this is the team that's technically on your heels, right? They're in second place. It's a huge fuck you to Cleveland from Tony La Russa and just the White Sox in general to be like, all right, we're going to call up a spot starter on a Sunday game to throw against you after you just you beat us last night, but still fuck you, because we're going to go Jimmy Lambert today. And give our starters an extra day of rest just to prepare them. This is a great position to be in. It's fucking phenomenal that we're even here and talking about this. And I just want to drink and appreciate that for 1 second with you boys.
Here's my other comment that I want to make about this Vaughn at second base thing that was thrown out there. Given the fact that the Sox as a team do not shift a lot, I think you can get away with having some guys at second base that aren't your prototypical guys like Mike Moustakas or Max Muncy there if you utilize shifts with great regularity to kind of mask some of the weaknesses that they have in terms of range. Tony La Russa has not shown a willingness to do that here through 100-plus games since being back in the White Sox dugout. I am not putting a guy out there who has really had no time and preparation in that spot in October when these games matter. Because can you imagine what will happen if they don't turn a pivotal double play in the 7th inning and it ends up costing them a fucking game in October? Because Andrew Vaughn couldn't turn a double play.
See,
I'm not going down that road.
No, I'm with you on that, bro. I'm with you on that. I don't want to. Yeah, I ain't trying to fuck around. But to Tony's point, trying shit like this with a 9-game lead in the division and cruising to the playoffs, I could see you wanting to do something like that. But to your point, if they don't do that, and it just kind of happens when you're trying to put your playoff roster together, no, that'd be lame and weak.
This is where I think that you've got the bench that works for you, right? Because you can start a ball game with Andrew Vaughn at second, and you give Tony La Russa a plethora of options when you've got guys like Lurie or Hernandez on your bench who can play second base competently. You want to get out to an early lead. You want those bats in your lineup. As soon as you get that lead, you've got Adam Engel, you've got Garcia, you've got guys who can play defense on that bench. And I've always thought of those guys as your super utility guys that are going to be useful for a team in the playoffs. That's where you want them. That's where you want
Your
them.
Honor, I have a rebuttal to that statement there.
Sure, go ahead.
Let's say you're facing the Tampa Bay Rays in the division series. Team that loves to mix and match. They're all about utilizing platoons and doing crazy shit. I seem to remember in game 2 of the playoffs last year, a very pivotal error being made at second base early on, I think in the first or second inning, by a certain midget that is no longer here, that ultimately led to that game being lost. So again, I will ask, do we really want to put Andrew Vaughn in that position?
That's tough.
I still
It's
can't.
tough. I still can't get over the fact that he called him a midget.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you can read my mind.
I'm right there.
Look,
my
I'm willing
eyes
to
were
say
like,
what I'm willing to say what
"Holy
everyone else was thinking.
I
It's That's why you tuned into the show, right?
I mean, I'm taller than him. No offense. I mean, he's a Major League Baseball player. I'm a nobody, but I mean, still.
Hey, for 2 seconds, can we just rewind this and go back to the Nick Madrigal situation? And did either of you hear what Steve Stone had to say about him? On
Yes.
670 the other
So
day?
this is
fucking
why. No,
buried
Tony,
him.
I want this. I want this for 1 minute before
Go
y'all
ahead.
talk. Is that all
I don't
right?
have anything else to say. Go ahead.
You and I have butted heads on Steve Stone in the past. Okay. And that's me and Tony. And then, obviously, whatever. It's just conversation. We don't really butt heads. It's just conversation, whatever. Agree, disagree. I mean, and make it sound more dramatic than it is. But this fucking guy is such a water carrying son of a motherfucking. I don't care. I don't care if he blocks me. Not that he would even see this anyway. I don't care. I don't give two shits about Steve Stone's opinion on anything because it exactly showed me what kind of guy he is. Of course, Craig Kimbrell's a better piece than Nick Madrigal. And you know what, dude? For this guy telling us to take all the time in the world with these guys, and please correct me if I'm wrong right now. Well, these guys are young. They're coming up to a team. They're contributing. They're doing this. They're doing that. Yada, yada, yada. Nick Madrigal could be this. He could be that. Guess what, boys? Steve Stone gave up on Nick Madrigal in 83 MLB games. Okay? So the same thing that he told y'all to stop hating the motherfucker for, he didn't have enough power. Base running blunders. Questionable defense. That's going to get better. That's going to get better. Because the IQ of Nick Madrigal is there. That's there. It's going to get better. The second this dude is traded for a fucking perennial all-star, somebody with, what was it? The graphic they put up the other day, like one of the best ERAs since 1920 or some bullshit. Oh, no. Nick Madrigal, no. He's not a transcendent talent. He's a guy who's real good, who'll get on base. He doesn't strike out a lot. If y'all haven't listened to this show a lot, that's the same thing that we've said about that motherfucker since he was in the minors.
Except for me. I'll take my hand up right here.
Well,
I gave you
no. That's not
gave you
fair.
a minute.
That's not fair to you. You never said he was a strikeout artist. You said that he would be able to get on base. He wouldn't strike out a lot.
No,
he never said he hit for power.
I hated the Nick Madrigal pick, and I've got
That
records
wasn't
of
my
myself
point.
saying that I hated the Nick Madrigal pick. And I'll challenge you this one, Buzz. I'll challenge you this one because we love to go back and forth on Steve Stone. He's a homer, so he's gonna.
Oh, God damn. Well, good for you. I don't get paid for that by the team. I just say they're always going to win. I don't stick up for players that I don't believe in. I think both of you can agree on that.
You don't. But here's where I'm going to go back to this is what does Steve Stone got to say? He's going on the Cubs flagship radio station and, doing an interview with them to talk about Nick Madrigal and the piece you're going to get back. I love that Steve Stone went on there and fucking slammed him. I think that it's fucking hilarious because this is a rivalry, whether you want it to be or not. Like Johnny said, Sox on Tap rule number 3. This is a rivalry. Kick them when they're down. I love the fact that Steve Stone went out there and did that. It doesn't matter. People are going to say stuff in the media just to get a rise out of anybody. And if Steve Stone wants to continue his career of going on to 670 the score, he's going to go and he's going to use those terms and say whatever it is. Just the way the people change on Sebi Zavala or Zach Collins or whatever it is, I think Steve Stone's entitled to some of those opinions, just the same way we are. But I do agree with your sentiment just a little bit here.
Steve, I'll let you have this for 1 minute. I'm so sorry. I don't mean I don't really get hot about a lot of shit, but I'm getting hot about this.
No, you just don't like Steve Stone.
No, you know why? Because he'll fucking jag off, Tone. When people came to him asking legitimate questions, he pisses on them. I don't give a fuck if you're a Cy Young. I don't give a fuck if you get paid by the Sox. Guess what? My 5 fingers will say the same thing to you if you talk shit to me. Slap like you're being an asshole. It's ridiculous. And that's what he does. And that's what he did. He punked himself when he did that shit. Because anybody that questioned fucking Magic or any move the fucking Sox made that they didn't like, he pissed on him. And then to see him go back on his opinion like that pissed me off even more. Fuck Steve Stone. Put DJ back in the booth. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Oh, he teaches me this. He teaches me that. He's so fucking smart. You know what, dude? When you flip-flop on your opinion like that to water carrier, whatever you want to call it. But then,
Wait a second. Wait a second.
on other people.
This is coming from the guy who said he was 100% out on Tony La Russa in May.
100%.
You were 100% out on Tony La Russa in May. So you're going to go criticize Steve Stone.
Yes, and I'm going to.
You're
And
gonna
I have a perfect
You're
rebuttal.
going to go criticize Steve Stone when you were
Yeah.
100% out on Tony La Russa in May, and then you flip flop on your opinion.
I didn't flip flop on my
Twitter.
opinion.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I got the receipts.
You can go ahead and show my receipt.
You flip flop on Steve.
I said that I'm very proud of what he did.
No, I'm telling you, man. This is the game.
Who did I
right
shit
here.
on? Who did I shit on that had a good TLR opinion, Tone? Can you show me a receipt for that? Because I never shit on anybody.
You said that you were 100%
I
out
said
on
I
Tony
was
La Russa because he
100%
doesn't
out.
support his guys. Let's talk about Tony La Russa.
Right,
for
we
a
will in a
second.
minute. Let's get done with
Let's talk
Steve
about Tony
Stone.
La Russa for
We
a
will.
second.
We will in a minute. But
Okay,
who did
let's
I
go.
shit on? Who did I shit on that like
You
fucking
didn't shit
Tony La
on
Russa?
anybody.
Okay, that was my whole point about Steve Stone pissing on everybody and golden showering them. That was my point.
That's fine. But
No, it's not fine. Tell me my point's right.
You're like, I have no idea.
I don't
what's
give a
going
fuck.
on.
I don't care
This
who's
is
here.
fucking electric.
I don't care who's here. I never shit on anybody for having a positive TLR. If they liked him, because you and Johnny love him, I never shit on you two. I said this is my opinion. I think he might have killed this kid. Steve Stone pisses on people that disagree with the Sox takes, and then he goes on a fucking a Chicago radio show and then retracts immediately. At least I have the balls enough to be like, you know what? I was wrong. Not that. Oh yeah, no, Nick wasn't gonna do shit for you. He wasn't gonna do shit for you. That's why I piss on him, because he shits on other people for their opinions, and then he fucking runs like a coward, and then he does that shit. So fuck him, and I don't care if anybody else likes him. Fuck you too. I don't care. But yes, I was wrong about TLR. If everybody wants that, I was wrong about Tony La Russa. His clubhouse loves him. I was wrong. I got really upset about the "You're Mean Mercedes" thing. I was wrong.
No, that's a guy. That's a name.
So you can't relate, and I'm right on that. Sorry.
I'm just saying.
You're just saying wrong.
I'm just
saying.
Steve, I'm saying.
sorry. You know, you upset
Does Steve have
now.
anything to say? Is he just hiding over there?
I have one question to ask. Tony, would you say Buzz is bad online?
I think he's mad online right
Yeah,
now.
here's a new fucking interest now. It's Buzz is mad online now.
I can't wait to clip this segment.
God
I
damn
can't
it.
wait to clip this segment.
Oh,
That
yeah,
might have been the most heated we've been.
That was the most heated I got, because I am not like that guy. I will admit when I'm fucking wrong, dude. I don't give a shit. I'm not an expert. I'm a guy who sits in my fucking basement. I have crack-em koozies, and I talk about White Sox baseball. That's what I like to do. I
Hey,
never
beer is
shit.
fun.
Yeah,
I feel like if people are missing this right now, they're missing a really good show. This
Well,
might have been
yeah.
the best Sunday Funday we've had in a while, because we've talked about a lot of fun things. We've got angry, and like that. I feel like we've had a moment here. This was like a therapy session, and Hawk Harrelson was here for it. Yeah, look at that right there.
I really hope you do something nice with that. Don't ruin that thing. That's real cool.
I'm not going to ruin it. He's going to be here for every Sunday.
Better keep the box. Keep the box in good
I've
shape.
got the box. The box
Okay.
is saved. I've got everything. I don't normally buy bobbleheads, but when I got into the stadium yesterday,
Oh, you
really-
bought that wasn't a giveaway?
no, it was not the giveaway. So we
Oh,
got into the stadium pretty early yesterday, which was, I felt like I had like a ballpark hack yesterday.
That's rare for you.
No, it was. So I want to talk about just the parking situation for a second here at the ballpark, because they went out and they changed some things that are bad. Steve's already mad. So let's continue the madness of
Can we
this.
say that Steve is mad online?
Steve's mad online. I'm about to get mad online. So they changed the parking rules. And if you listen to this show, like, we love Lot B. Like, Lot B is where I've parked for long as I can remember. Last time I parked in Lot E was probably like before I had children, which is like 10 years ago. I had to park in Lot E yesterday. Steve, you can attest to this. I texted you in the morning because I bought tickets off StubHub, because the Sox are good now and you cannot buy tickets on Ticketmaster anymore the day before or same day. So bought my tickets on StubHub.
I may or may not have a guy that can assist with that, but
I hope you can, because I don't even have a fucking White Sox ticket rep anemore for my season plan.
I still do.
He disappeared, and they told me they were giving me another one, and I just no longer have one. So gripes to be had on a different day. On a different
because
show.
he doesn't work there anymore.
No, I know he doesn't work there anymore. Does not stop me from texting him asking for favors. But I'm trying to park in Lot B yesterday. I'm trying to take my wife to the ball game, trying to have a nice night out, and like this is just going to throw off the whole entire fucking thing because they only communicate to the season ticket holders who bought premium or bought parking passes prepaid outside of like one tweet. Like, do they look at their Twitter following and notice that like there's only like 900,000 people following them and they've got like maybe a couple million fans? Like, I think that's like a big thing. Like there's a bunch of people out there that don't have Twitter, that don't understand what's going on. Steve, you're
What's
not on
Twitter? What's Twitter?
What's Twitter? So you send out a tweet. That's about it. There's
What's
nothing
a tweet?
There's nothing on the website about, hey, we've changed the
I'll
way
show
that
you
we're
later,
working
Steve.
parking. So, I'm just
on Tap Sportsnet after dark.
I went on Twitter and I actually looked like White Sox parking, and you should see the shit show that was Friday night before this game. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, holy crap. I've already been to one game this year with Johnny, took my son to the ballpark where we sat outside, like getting off the highway for over 45 minutes before I got into a lot. So tell the wife, hey, we're going to need to leave at like 2:00 to get to this 6:00 game so that we can get in the ballpark. Fine. Perfect. Call the White Sox at like 1:30 in the afternoon. Get some just very nice lady on the phone. Don't know who she was, older lady. She's like, I don't know how to get parking passes or anything, but I think you can get some, you can probably get some parking passes if you go on the website. Steve, I texted you. You're like, yeah, you got to go here. It's fucking hidden. It's fucking hidden to even find this. You click on Saturday and it says no reserved parking. What the fuck does that mean?
That was the same bullshit I dealt with today. So when I was going today, same fucking thing, was trying to get, the reserve pass so I could park in B because I was, taking my dad with me and, his old ass can't walk long distances anymore. So, we like to park there and have the nice short walk in there. Same scenario, no spots available. And like you said, the thing is hidden on there. You would think that given this change that they made, they would make it more easily accessible to fans so that if you want us to prepay for the parking to get into those lots, make it so that you don't have to dig around in 9 million different spots to find it. So then meanwhile, now today I go and I have to get off at Pershing, which was a fucking disaster.
I don't know how it was getting out of there because yesterday we walked out with a crowd of 35 fucking thousand people, get into Lot E, and it took me almost 45 minutes to get out of the parking lot, and not a single person was out there directing traffic to get out of that lot. Almost died. Not even kidding. Almost died trying to get out of that lot multiple times from people who are doing that. And meanwhile, you've got like people fucking post tailgating. And I'm a huge proponent of that. In Lot B, where they've got actual staff who are able to assist people out of the lot and people directing traffic, they left you to the wolves out there. They left you to the absolute fucking wolves to try and get out of that lot, out of Lot E yesterday. No fucking direction, nothing. And that's where people are going to have a bad experience going to White Sox games. I'm sorry. If you're a team that's looking to compete, that's looking to have people come out and have an enjoyable time on the South Side, that can't happen. That can't happen. You can't leave people to just try and fucking figure out their way out of a parking lot because you can't pay somebody, I don't know, $20 an hour to let you out of the lot. I'm sorry. I'm glad you went and got Craig Kimbrell, but help me get home safe. I'm sorry. That's my mad online moment. Help me get home safe. Put somebody out there that can actually just wave you out. I felt like it would have been my public service at that point in time to just stop my fucking car, get out there and direct traffic. Because I would be almost qualified to do that job at this point in time. Help people get out of the fucking lot.
Steve, you see the comment on the bottom Sox side, Mike? Right
yeah, I appreciate the compliment, Mike. I think it's I think you're a little off on that one.
No.
But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I try to do what I can. I try to have good stimulating content, and but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
I feel like we went down a crazy fucking rabbit hole where Tony and I yelled at each other for a little bit. I feel like I was accused a little bit to be like Steve Stone, which when I do see Tony next, he will get a swift kick in the nuts because I was able to completely rebuttal that and win that. And if we had a vote on the Sox on Tap Twitter, which I'm sure we will, I'll be proven correct. Anyway, Let's touch on one thing.
Why are we going back and trying to get last words here?
I'm not getting last words. I'm just letting you know that I would be correct if we throw a fucking poll on that. I just want to say that real quick. I'm very sorry about your
nobody likes Steve Stone. That's the only
that
thing
has nothing
here.
to do with it.
Hey, if we want
no
to
one
play
likes
a popularity
Tony La Russa
contest,
no one likes
win.
Tony La Russa either.
Okay, that's fine. I love Tony La Russa. I think
I know you do.
I think he's gotten this.
Well, I like him. I wouldn't say I love him, but I like him. Good guy. He runs real nice.
Keep that energy when we're smoking cigars with Jerry Reinsdorf on LaSalle Street in October.
The only way I smoke cigars with Jerry Reinsdorf is if I get a World Series and a NBA championship. I need both. Anyway, you heard what I said.
Hey, good moves from the Bulls today. I know the same.
I know, and if anybody digs that, you should go to On Tap Sportsnet right now. Check out what we did. And make sure you tune in tomorrow on Tap Sportsnet. We're going to be all over some shit. As we have been doing this podcast, I'm writing an article right now as we speak. We'll touch on that later. But boys, since we've made the moves, we've been at this for an hour. We know what we like. We know what a podcast should be. We don't want to go too far over an hour. But with the moves that have been made, I want opinions on what should be done in the second half. Okay? Before we get out of here, let's talk about it for real. What do we want done in the second half? How do we want the White Sox to finish off the regular season? Steve, I'll start with you. I'll move right on to the Tone Bone.
It's all going to come down to Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, and Yasmani Grandal. How they come back from their extended absences. If they give this team close to what we as fans expected from them coming into the season, then this team, I think without question, is the best team in the American League, because I don't think there's another squad out there that can match the starting pitching that this team has. And now with Kimbrel on the back end there and the versatility that he allows now Tony La Russa to have to play matchups. And the other thing too, I'll talk about, Aaron Bummer in the last week is starting to look like Aaron Bummer, which if that holds true, look the fuck out. The bullpen will be #back. Okay? And if that happens, it's fucking World Series or bust. That's it.
It was World Series or bust from the get-go, because that's the way that they stated that this was supposed to be before, Steve. And Aaron Bummer is going to be a huge part of that if he can return to what you said. Today, he looked absolutely filthy. That's the Aaron Bummer I want, because Michael Kopech, Craig Kimbrel, Liam Hendricks, that's enough to get you there. You start to throw, premier Aaron Bummer right there too with them. Look the fuck out. That's going to be fantastic. But one thing that I brought up earlier on this show was the fact that the White Sox are basically able to stick up their middle finger to the rest of the league right now and throw out bullshit lineups, rest people, get themselves ready to go. That's great. But the other thing I want to see them do is throw their best lineups, throw like you threw the bullpen today. Go Craig Kimbrel, go Liam Hendricks. Just step your fucking throat on all the rest of the motherfuckers in this league and show them what the White Sox are all about. I think that there's going to be days where you're going to have bullshit lineups, but there's also going to be days where when this thing really clicks, if you get Jose Abreu hot, if you get Yohan Moncada hot for week stretches at a time, you're talking about rattling off win streaks like nobody's business. It's a great fucking time to be a White Sox fan. You saw the park this weekend. You saw how many people are coming out.
Jumping.
You saw how many people are coming out to support this team right now. Some of them want to start the wave. They have no idea what it is on the south side.
That's okay.
But it doesn't matter at this point in time. It doesn't really fucking matter, because you've got a first-place baseball team who's 9 games up on Cleveland. It's going to be really hard for them to catch you. You've got the ability to try things out. You've got the ability to figure it out. What I want to see over the second half is that figuring out period, and figure it out, because this is going to get very fucking serious real quick. Get healthy, figure out how to do all these hypothetical scenarios that we waste our time talking about on the show. Figure out what the answer is to those situations right now. That's what I want to see happen, because once that's figured out, and if they can do that, and I think that they can, we're going to have a lot of fun on this show in the fall. We're going to be drinking a lot of fucking beers, and we're going to be having a lot of fun.
I feel like we had a lot of fun when we argued.
I got one other thing that I'm looking for here in the second half. And I'm calling the two of yous out. And Johnny, when you listen to this, you're in on this too.
Oh boy.
That calendar flips, and when it's Thursday, September 23rd, this motherfucking group in Cleveland to watch the White Sox clinch a division title, piss on fucking Progressive Field,
They're
and
gonna
have
get it done before then.
No. I don't want it then. I want it fucking there. I want the
I know you
last
do.
fucking image I ever see of the Cleveland Indians baseball team, the Sox celebrating on their fucking home field and them having to watch.
The
Hey, you know what?
Guardians.
I hope it's. I actually, you know what, Steve? I hope it's wrapped up by then. I hope at that point.
Oh yeah, I'm with Tony. I hope it's done.
I hope it's done.
Even though fucking Boob had a tweet out that we won the fucking Central
Oh,
already.
you know,
See, that's the thing.
Bob Nightingale.
Now we have to deal with the curse of
Yeah,
Nightingale.
so there's Nightingale curses on this team.
Fuck you, Boob.
We haven't even talked about that.
Well, because I don't want to.
Did you see this guy get absolutely turned around by a fake account
Oh yeah, it was great though.
over
You have
the
to
trade
admit,
deadline?
Did you laugh?
I laughed so
Sometimes
hard.
that's why
I laughed
I
so
think
hard.
he's there is to make
But
us
see-
feel better.
See,
and
I
to
got
laugh.
I got eaten up too because I thought that Chris Bryant netted the Cubs Joey Bart, and I texted Ron.
Yeah, I did too.
I texted Ron. I was like, "Oh man, like I'm sorry, what's going
At least
on?"
you
on
got
the
Joey
north side."
Bart though.
And for those guys that hate the Cubs, we do Cubs stuff on Tap Sportsnet. Cubs on Tap. There's a show that's just like this for the Cubs, and so I'm texting our Cubs guy, who's arguably a White Sox fan. We don't know. We cannot confirm nor deny whether or not he sleeps with a White Sox blanket in my basement.
No. We can confirm.
We can
that.
actually confirm that. We can confirm that.
Yeah.
So I texted him. I'm like, man, like Nick Madrigal, Joey Bart, that's gonna be good because I'm trying to prop the guy up for a little bit. And then he's like, we didn't get Joey Bart. And I'm like, what do you mean you didn't get Joey Bart? And he's like, that was a bullshit report. I'm like, And secretly I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, baby, that was a terrible fucking fire sale. But my text was like, I'm so sorry.
My favorite thing was the video that our boy on Tap Sportsnet's own Summer George posted with that Cubs fan going, "Oh my God, the White Sox got fleeced. They gave us Magical for Kimbrel. Oh my God!" And I'm just sitting there like, you have Nico Horner and Nick Madrigal up the middle. Must not have watched a lot of Nick Madrigal defense. All right.
Oh my God, you're leaving me a wide opening. And Steve, I know you see it. Steve, I know you see it.
Take it.
Steve, I know you see it.
Tony,
You're just slamming
that's all
on
yours.
Steve Stone for fucking going
What am I-
off on the deficiencies.
I
of this.
never stood
Give
up for
him some
Nick Madrigal.
credit. Give him some credit. He went on there and he played
I
the same
never
way,
stood
and
up
he-
for Nick Madrigal. How am I in trouble for that?
Oh,
Your opening
man.
is a fallacy. It's fake. Your opening has fake fucking news. And I'm sorry if that's whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. In the meantime, the world's run by aliens. But anyway, that is fake fucking news. I never said that Nick Madrigal was anything. I'm not giving Steve Stone any credit. Steve Stone went back on his word. Anyway, I am making fun of the Cub fan that was saying that,
give
the
Steve
Sox
Stone
got-
give Steve Stone some credit right now.
Why do you like Steve Stone?
Why do I like Steve Stone?
Yeah, no, I want to hear it because I'm writing
Why?
an article right now for OnTapSportsNet.com. So while you do that, I'd like some fucking background noise.
But
Go
before
ahead.
you do that, Buzz, getting back, you mentioned something about aliens running the planet. I just want everyone to know the moon landing was fake.
I believe that too.
Man,
I
we
do.
are
I
like
do believe
tinfoil
that.
hat
No,
theory
I do
so
believe
deep
that
on
though because
Sunday.
did you see the fucking light thing fall down in that clip? And they were all like, "Oh my God, no, dude! It was like a fucking light. Like a light. What do they call that? Steve, help me.
I don't
They
know.
hang
what
lights from the fucking thing. And
I
it fell
don't
down.
know. I don't know
You're
what
too
they
far.
call it.
All I care about are fireworks.
All I know is that
Well, when the light broke, you got fireworks, Tone.
all I know is there's no wind in outer space. Why is the flag waving in the wind?
Who would win a baseball game on Mars?
Oh
That's
my
what we should
God,
really
there
be
is
talking
no
about.
wind in outer space, dude.
There is no wind. Can Jose
my
can
God.
Jose Abreu hit a home run on Mars?
I think he could.
Great
I
question.
think he could.
I think we went far here, but if you want to ask me why I like Steve Stone,
I
Because he
don't.
just
I
does-
actually
he
don't
just-
care why you do.
Yeah, no, he just doesn't give a shit. So he's gonna say what he wants
Right.
to, and he can get the job done.
And more
And
power,
you know
and
what? And you
more
know what?
power to him. And that's why he's a North Sider and not a fucking South Sider. Because there's
Yeah,
no
you can have that
because
take.
that's
That's fine.
because where he comes from, there's no consequences.
If he's
for
a
the
North
stupid shit he
Sider,
says.
if he's a North Sider, he's gonna go and he's
Mhm.
gonna rave about Nick Madrigal on 670 The Score because he
Yeah.
wants a contract. There's money in everything.
Well,
That's my
no,
take.
he's already got his money from the Sox. He's 70 million years old. He's fine. He's just going to keep water carrying like he always does, and that's cool. You know, like I don't really hate on too many people in media because that's not my style. I don't like to do that. Even the Deadspin people, I don't say mean shit about anybody.
Deadspin people.
I
I could go an hour on that.
Yeah, I know you could. I just keep my mouth shut, but that is one dude I don't like. I've never liked him. I hate listening to him, and I'd rather listen to fucking Len and DJ. I love Jason too.
Len's a North Sider. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, you know what? You think he is? Why don't you listen to one of his broadcasts? Maybe him
I
and
did
Steve would make a
today.
perfect fucking.
I did. It was
you know.
boring as hell.
Wow.
I'll give you.
Congratulations,
if you wanna,
Jason Benetti, for being
you-
in the Olympics. That's a great honor, by the way.
No, it is a great honor for Jason Benetti to be in
Yes.
the Olympics. I think
Just wanna
that's
throw that out there.
fantastic. We didn't touch on that. I think
No,
it's
you want to
awesome
keep
that-
arguing. You want to keep
Ja-
arguing with me because you haven't seen me in a week, and you want to get me all wild
Yeah,
up. So
exactly.
I fucking have a heart
I'm gonna
attack.
get all over.
I
you
know what the
about
fuck you're
Steve
doing right
Stone.
now. I'm getting text
I know, you-
messages. People are saying that Tony's trying to piss you off because you haven't been here
Yeah.
for a week. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like this is an episode of Monday Nitro from 1997 when Eric Bischoff and Randy Savage are like going at each other. I mean, this is some pretty intense stuff here,
I got
fellas.
really mad.
Steve,
peed-
this is why I
peed a
put
little.
you in the middle.
I
Steve, this
peed-
is
I
why
peed
I
a little
put
bit.
you. This is why I put you in the middle, because otherwise, like our streams would be like going after each other. Like, if I did this for like 2 seconds, that's uncomfortable. You know, you just can't do that. But you got to be on the other side. I got Hawk right here. Hawk didn't like Steve Stone, but guess what?
Did he really not?
No, they had mutual respect for each other because they knew their baseball minds were so great.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Are you fucking
Stone
with me?
actually commented on it this week. Somebody asked Stone about Hawk when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Like, you guys didn't get along in the booth or whatever. And Stone came back and he's like, no, we actually had a lot of respect for each other because we just respected each other's baseball opinions. And I thought it was actually a pretty good fucking answer to the question, because there was a lot of uncomfortable silence back in the day when both of those guys were in the booth together.
Yeah, no, there
And guess
was.
what?
Yeah.
You know, you brought up DJ's name, like get him back in the booth. I thought Hawk and DJ, like that's what I grew up on. Steve's probably
Me
going to
too.
shake his head on this and be like, that was terrible broadcasting. But that's what I grew up on was Hawk and DJ in the booth. And that's like that to me, that's White Sox. And Steve, he's probably like a Tom Paciorek guy.
You kids will never know the joy of Hawk and Wimpy.
Well, Wimpy
I have
is
seen
in St.
Wimpy in the booth. 'cause he
Wimpy's in
comes
St.
back every
Louis now,
and
right? Yeah, he's in St. Louis. My boy Eric, who I work with, because you know the company I work for is based in St. Louis. They love Wimpy down there. Why did he move, Steve? Do you know? More
So I have heard that Hawk basically forced him out.
money? Really?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Hawk
crazy.
forced a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Hawk forced
Hawk-
Tony out. I need a
Yeah.
goalie. You know what I need? You know what I need
It
right
all
now?
Yeah,
comes back.
hey, our boy Tony on tap here loves Tony La Russa so
You know what I
much
mean?
that he's got a golden bobblehead of fucking the guy that forced him out in the get go.
I need a golden Tony La Russa bobblehead.
Yeah, you know
right
what?
next to my Hawk.
And guess what? Your Hawk is gonna force it out of your house.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
Because I guarantee you right
Have
now.
you ever seen
Hawk
fucking
Harrelson-
Toy Story? They come to life when you're sleeping.
Yeah, they do. And guess what? Hawk and Tony are gonna have in my house, in my own Toy Story land. They're gonna make up and they're gonna find my, Yohan Moncada bobblehead and my Tim Anderson bobblehead, and they're gonna go win a fucking World Series. That's what's gonna happen.
World Series winning is cool and tough. For sure.
That's all we need.
I feel
Crack
we
'em.
completely completely
Crack 'em.
fucking AWOL for
There
the
we
last
go.
20 minutes. Did we? Is it bad? I don't know if it's bad.
I don't know if it's bad. I think
it was
there's
fun.
still people listening to us, so I think
Yeah,
we're
there's
okay.
people listening to us. I feel
There's-
like we did good. I don't know what the last question I asked was before we were going to leave, but we did get a series win over the Cleveland Indians, soon to be Guardians. Lame, and that's great. Absolutely fantastic.
I want to know
White-
what they guarded today.
I'll tell you what they're guarding. They're guarding one thing and one thing only: the longest championship drought in North American professional sports. Suck it, you motherfuckers.
I don't like Cleveland at all. So one thing I want to get into before we leave, guys, the actual baseball game today, real quick.
Can you tell me you love me before we do that, though?
You know I love you.
No,
I already texted it to you. You've got it in writing.
Say it with your teeth.
You've got it in writing. I'm not saying anything with my teeth. I'm not saying anything with my teeth. You've got it in writing. And I think that's good enough. He left camera, exit stage left. I think that there was some really bad shit that happened during this series, and we haven't touched on it. Jose Abreu got plunked. What was that? 3 times?
Oh yeah, it was three times. It was 3 times in the series. 2 of them were high. The first time he was plunked was in Friday's game in the ass, right in the ass area there, and then he got plunked in the helmet. Now, okay. Now I do want to point out that I do not think that one was intentional. I'll let you touch on that. I mean, everybody involved seemed to be very upset in that, and I understand why Tony La Russa was when he ran out to the field. He was very upset. But I do not feel like Cleveland did that intentionally. I really don't. I hate Cleveland. I fucking hate Cleveland.
No, this is just more or less me going after James Karinchak here in a minute.
Yeah.
So
and I do not feel like the bean in the head was intentional, but I do dig Jose talking to Jose Ramirez today and being like, listen, dude, you need to fucking tell your team to knock this shit off. Because if they don't, I got some flamethrowers that won't be here in a couple weeks. I don't know if he said this part, but I would have. Or you could take the Big Buzz route, which Big Buzz is my dad, Big Brad Sr. My dad said, Abreu's gotten plunked 3 times this weekend. He should just say, you know what? Yeah, you hit me with the ball. Fuck you. I got a bat. I kind of like that route, too, because it was a little ridiculous. And I'm glad Jose stuck up and said something to the Cleveland Indians' best positional player and being like, yo, you need to get them off my back. So I'm not happy with it. I'm glad the Sox did not retaliate as much as I love violence because we have bigger fish to fry. And we don't need our guys getting hurt or suspended. Let's win some games and make it count where it hurts. They ain't near us. They ain't touching the playoffs. They're a 500 team. Like Steve said, suck it. Fuck you. That's my mindset on it. I'll let you guys touch on it. I'm sorry.
The ultimate last laugh will be celebrating a division title on their fucking home field. Thank you.
Here's where I'm going to go with this. I don't think that James Karinchak threw at Jose Abreu intentionally because he didn't have spider tack. That's why. There's no reason that James Karinchak doesn't go hug Jose Abreu as he's walking down the line to apologize, because that pussy does not do that shit. He just doesn't. He there's no way. Earlier in the year, that would be intentional. If you watch the tape, and I wrote an article about it on a certain website that we run, ontapsportsnet.com, what was in James Karinchak's glove tonight, there was nothing in James Karinchak's glove this weekend. And if you go back and you look at his stats, after they banned this shit and they started checking you for stuff, there's one thing missing from James Karinchak's routine of throwing the ball up twice in his glove and then getting ready and doing all whatever he needs to do to feel comfortable throwing a pitch. And that is going to your glove and going into right here, rubbing your fingers 3 or 4 times across your spider tacked laced glove so that you can have control. This dude has always been wild. It came up and in. Hit Jose Abreu. Shit happens. But guess what? If you can't control the baseball, maybe you shouldn't be playing Major League Baseball. I've seen plenty of guys who are on the mound lately without this shit, because you're checked now, throw the ball in the strike zone. He did not have it at all this weekend against the White Sox. In fact, when he did throw the ball in the zone, he got lit up. So I don't think it was intentional at all. But I love the fact that Tony La Russa just went off on everybody who said he doesn't support his players this weekend, because I think, in my opinion, Tony La Russa running out of the dugout for Jose Abreu was reminiscent to me of this man right here leaving the booth to go check on Todd Frazier, because Tony La Russa loves his team. Tony La Russa went out there and checked on his guys, just like this guy went to go check on Todd Frazier. There's a certain thing to be said about this roster and this lineup. Tony La Russa loves them. The guys love playing for him. Jose Abreu getting plunked 3 times. Maybe it was intentional. Maybe it wasn't. Regardless of that, Jose Abreu is a very important piece to this roster going forward. I think everybody realizes that. Everybody realizes it on the bench. And they went out there. They supported Jose. Buzz, you brought up a good point. You love seeing Jose talk to Ramirez, both Jose's. But you love seeing him basically get in his face and be like, I'm done dealing with this right now. I wanted to see some retaliation. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to see some retaliation.
I kind of did too, Tone. But the reason I was happy is because we're so far ahead of them. Is what my old man said. Because the first thing I said was Ronaldo was out there. We all know Ronaldo could throw some heat.
We're far ahead of them.
Yeah,
but I guarantee you, if you took a few run lead in the 7th, 8th, 9th innings or 7th, 8th innings, you're gonna see some payback. Steve, you talking about being in Cleveland during that series? I want them buried already because you know what? I want blood during that series. I want to see Jose Ramirez take one of the fucking helmet. That's what I want because there's your payback right there. And I know that's wrong. You guys are both gonna shake your heads. They're trying to. They may or may not be trying to knock you out during this.
I think that him getting hit 3 times is bullshit.
It absolutely is, and somebody needs to pay the price for that. Somebody needs to pay the price for that. I don't care how high Brian Goodwin flipped his bat. That's not the price to pay for hitting your AL reigning MVP during the minute of during the time of a pennant chase. Hitting him 3 times and no retribution for it at all. Don't lay over.
You're not
you heard
wrong.
Gordon Beckham go off on the post game show.
He did
about this exact situation.
That's something we should talk about too.
Here's something from me, Buzz, and this is where I go back on the Steve Stone thing.
Hear it.
There's guys that have played this game. There's guys that have been around it. Regardless of how it all goes about, regardless of any of that, I don't know it because I haven't been there, so I can't comment on that. So when you hear guys like Ozzie Guillen, when you hear guys like Gordon Beckham, when you hear certain guys go off about what it's about to protect your team and how how Jose Abreu should take retribution within whatever it is. Those guys know it. There's a code of conduct regardless. People want to discount it because everybody's got a Twitter account except for Steve. And people want to discount all this shit left and right because they have some sort of voice that can be seen by a couple thousand people. I get that. I'm there too right now. I've got a couple, I've got people that follow me. I got people that follow Sox on Tap, tune in, listen to the show, and I appreciate every single one of you. I've never been on a Major League Baseball field. When you've been there, you've done that, you've lived in the clubhouse every day and done all that shit, you're all going to have your opinions and your code of conduct of how that works. Just the same way as if you came into to my life and my daily, what I do to make my living, there's certain codes of conduct of how you act it within every single job. If you've got guys who are out there saying that there should have been exception taken, I'm going to respect your opinion there. I think that there should have been something done. Unfortunately, the White Sox didn't have a lead. They didn't have bases to play with at that point in time in order to deliver what should have been delivered.
It's not many times, brother, that I take the higher road in life. I'm usually tit for tat, usually like eye for an eye kind of guy. But I am like, I kind of go towards Steve's thought on this. It's kind of like the DX crop chop. You're not even near me. Fuck you. I'm not risking somebody getting suspended for your 500 playing ass, and the only reason you're 500 is because I lay a fucking duck egg every time I play. Do you
really care if Reynaldo Lopez gets suspended for delivering a fucking 95-mile-an-hour fastball into Jose Ramirez's ass? I don't.
No, I wouldn't care about his ass. You said head.
Either way,
doesn't
matter. They're the same thing.
It's the same thing. You owe me a Coke. Fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I totally get where you're coming from, and I get like, you know what? To speak on Gordon Beckham for a minute, he's been fantastic in the post games this year. Absolutely love the fact that he's there. And if you guys can see this right now, I don't know if it's backwards. I don't know how cameras work, but I got a Beckham jersey on actually right now.
Josie's on a vacation far away right now.
Yeah. I'm a big Gordon Beckham guy. But yeah, fantastic shit. I'm again, just beat him and move on. Do we have anything else to touch on before I go into the next series here? If we do, speak it now.
No, let's wrap this thing up. I've got more beers to drink.
Inject
always
that,
have more.
inject that Brian Goodwin bat flip into my fucking veins. Fuck you, Cleveland.
No, that I will say that was clutch because a lot of people were shitting on our boy B Good because he had a defensive blunder. Tony and I talked about it in a text message
Steve
earlier.
And I talked a lot.
And then whatever happened. But Goodwin getting that win was that is the shit stories are made out of. You had a bad couple games, then you come back and you win one for your squad. That is the shit fairy tales are told. Like that's how fairy tales go. And it was fucking awesome to see because I like Brian Goodwin. I'm really become a big fan of him this year. I don't have a favorite player on the team because I'm 30 and I don't give a fuck anymore. I just want my team to win. It's about
I'm 30 years old and I'm in love with Gavin Sheets.
I knew that was going to happen at some point.
I'm not even going to say how old I am. Fuck both of you, young
motherfucker. You look 22.
He looks good.
He looks good
tonight.
He always looks good.
He's kind of slouching back in the chair.
You know why?
There's so much gray in here, though.
That's
man.
wisdom. That's wisdom. And you know why he's getting tired, Tony? He's got to work tomorrow, like early in the morning, like I do. And I'm about dying too. But I got one more beer right there. I got to drink before I do. But the next series is going to be against the Kansas City Royals. It'll be at Guaranteed Right Field. That'll be on Tuesday. The White Sox have an off day on Monday. Much needed, by the way. Have an off day on Monday. It will be, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong here, because you're better at names than I am, but it's Chris Bubich, correct?
That is correct.
His last name has Boob in it.
you said the word.
I just want to roll the Steve Stone tape with that name. Oh, he's a mad little boobich.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, I don't want Steve Stone on our show. Anyway, just kidding.
I'm gonna get him as a guest. I want you two to talk it out.
I won't be here.
Like
I guarantee
like
it.
You two would talk it out.
He hasn't
love each other by the end.
He's on my fucking TV every day. He hasn't earned the time to get into my personal life. But Chris Bubich is 3-4 with a 4.58 ERA, 74 and 2/3 innings pitch here. He's let up 73 hits. 60 strikeouts, 36 walks, and 14 long balls. He's going up against Dylan Cease. 7-6 with a 4.14 ERA, 108 and 2/3 innings pitched there, 97 hits let up for Dylan Cease. He struck out 138. He's walked 44. He's let up 13 long balls. That is Tuesday's matchup. Boys, it's Kansas City. They started off hot. People were talking shit. Hi, Royals fans. You suck. Who is your pick to click on Tuesday?
I will go ahead and I will say that the Man of Steel, Adam Engel, he's going to hit another fucking piss rod like he did last night. That thing got out so damn fast. I couldn't even say holy shit before it was already in the seats. And I think he's going to do it again because you know what he does really, really well? He hits the living shit out of lefties. So, Bubich, you're next.
I wish I can guess who Tony's was.
Oh, wait, I wish you could too.
I wish I can. Too. It's going to be Gavin Sheets.
It might be. Here's the thing. You got a roster crunch coming here. Yeah. You do have the corresponding move that's coming back for Jimmy Lambert. Because he was optioned back down today.
Is there Mendick, you think?
I don't know if it's going to be Mendick. I don't think it's going to be Mendick. I actually think it's going to be Jay Clam.
I think Jay Clam's
I think Jay Clam's coming back up. I hope it's Luis Robert. I mean,
that'd be great.
That would be sexy.
Spicy hot take. It's going to be Matt Foster so that they have another bullpen arm.
But they're riding a short bench right now in comparison to this pitching staff. And I don't know if you need Matt Foster, Steve, right now. So I think
I don't necessarily know that it's about need. I think it's more so about they're trying to rest guys and save some bullets.
Jordan Miller.
They might both be coming. And actually, I was having that same exact thought. So there may be some corresponding moves. I would not be surprised, unfortunately, if my guy Gavin Sheets does have another stint at AAA Charlotte the rest of this year. And I'm just thankful he made it to the trade deadline. But the power is there. I think he's got the ability to just hit the ball out of the ballpark. I think he's got to figure some things out in order to be a productive major league hitter. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do see Gavin Sheets go back down, just because you've got the options on him. So he's got to be a consideration before Goodwin goes. And up until Goodwin hits that go ahead fucking walk off home run and pimps it, very sexy by the way. I thought that he could have been himself on the short list of guys that you just kind of part with, Steve, from this roster, just based off of his ability to play. But if I'm going pick the click, of course I got to ride my guy Gavin Sheets. But outside of that, if I had a backup pick, if Gavin Sheets is not in the lineup, I want to see Jose Abreu do some MVP shit. I really do. And I really feel like we have seen it very sparingly. I mean, he smoked the ball on Saturday night that basically got through off of the glove of I forget who it was, whoever was at shortstop on Saturday night. They were playing the shift on him though, so I don't know who it actually hit off of. But I really want to see Jose Abreu start to live up to that MVP pedigree that he's got. I want to see him start to continue to do big things in August. So if Gavin Sheets isn't in the lineup, I need to ride the MVP, Jose Abreu, because he needs to go yard. He just has to. He has to break out of this. I need to speak it into existence, as Buzz would say, and he needs all the support of everybody to get that done. I want to see him start to just take this team and lead it, because that's who he should be. That's what he should be doing right now, is leading this team.
I love it. I'm going to pick a guy that's kind of, Tony's along the same lines of your guy here. Been struggling a little bit over the past probably week and a half now. He has found himself dipping under 300 in batting average. And that's Tim Anderson. Going up against the Royals, Tim Anderson in his career is batting .309 with 97 hits, 9 home runs, and 33 ribbies in 79 career games against the Royals. I'm going to take Tim Anderson on Tuesday as my pick to click, because he likes to fuck Kansas City up, and I kind of like to see that. So
I'd like to see him not hit the ball directly into somebody's glove.
Yeah, no, it's been a rough couple weeks for him, but hey, TA's the man. He is the truth, and he will bounce back. Little slumps happen. We all know that here on Sox on Tap. He's going to bounce back. He's going to make it happen. We'll do shout-outs, and then we're taking off because it's been a long episode. Steve, you got a shout-out? Anybody that you want to shout out real quick? Maybe
I'm gonna
might miss or something? Or?
I'm gonna give a shout-out to my boy, White Sox Sal.
Sal. I knew it was going to be Sal. I knew it.
Listen. I hear things through the grapevine that he's trying to keep my memory alive in this Twitter sphere. I don't know what that thing is, but I hear he's trying to keep.
Called it twatter earlier.
I hear he's trying to keep.
Pretty
my
sure
memory
you asked
alive.
what a twat was earlier.
I did, yeah.
That's Sox on Tap After Dark right there. So Sal, I'm gonna throw one up for you, my man. For life.
For life. Tone.
Shout outs. What are shout outs? I've got to go. I've got to go with you, Buzz. I mean, you've been gone for so long. It was so great to have conversation with you.
Oh,
tonight.
Okay. I was gonna say it's so great to have me gone.
No,
fuck
no. It's so great.
Here.
It's so great to have you back. This just been so fun. In fact, before this, I was gonna shout out Pat Comiskey because I had Palermo's on 95th tonight, and I knew he was gonna be jealous of that. He was gonna be so jealous tonight about my dinner. But tonight, you came back on the mic. We had some electric conversation. It was fantastic. And this is what it's all about. So I'll shout you out. And my sunglasses too. They've played.
Yeah, they look real good tonight. I can't believe you wore them for the whole hour and a half show.
It's been hard, but I got it done.
I want to shout out a couple of people. I want to shout out On Tap Sportsnet's own Beer Garden Jim. Got to hang out with him in Milwaukee for a little bit. Duke Coughlin, I'd like to shout out as well.
I'm going to shout him out too. I'm going to shout him out. I'm going to second you on that one. I saw him yesterday at the ballpark. He brought his girlfriend out there, gave her the full tour. We talked for about 5 minutes, and then he's like, "Hey, I've got to walk her around the concourse. And if there's one move of respect that I have for anybody, it's, hey, you got to walk around this entire concourse, because I love the stadium. I think it's fantastic, and he was doing the right thing. So I'm going to second you on that one.
I'm glad he wasn't as buzzed up as he was when him and I went to the game the prior Saturday, where I thought he was going to die falling down the stairs. But anyway, so. Besides my On Tap brethren that I shouted out real quick, I would like to shout out people that we got to hang out with at the tailgate in Milwaukee, and people I got to run into. I know that was Jim and Duke, obviously on tap guys. Of course, I'm going to see them there. I got to meet Roxy. She is on White Sox Twitter. She was really, really nice. Really cool to see her. Allie White Sox, Alexis Atwater, got to see them. They, said hello to me. Got to meet the girls because I brought the kids to the game with me. And I would also like to shout out my boys Alex Root and Jordan Miller. You know why? Because they teach me shit about baseball every fucking day. And I just think that they're really knowledgeable baseball minds. So I'm shouting them out. That is all I have for this episode. Parting words before I lead it out. No, nothing.
No, I thought you had parting words right there. I've got plenty of parting words.
Oh, I didn't know it was time to go. It was time to go.
The way that you said that, you were like,
I said, I should have said, do we have parting words? Anyway,
I just feel like I was a young kid stuck in between two arguing parents for a good portion of this show. I just want my parents to be happy. That's all I want.
We are happy, Steve.
It was an hour and a half.
I don't want to see my parents fight.
It was an hour and a half episode. We only fought for like.
We're very happy. We are very happy. You should see us hug.
Actually, when we get off this podcast, we're probably going to argue, and it's going to be terrible. You should probably go to your room. It's going to get real bad.
Oh, am I going to have to put the headphones on? Am I going to have to keep the headphones in?
Headphones on.
I would
earmuffs.
Eat a fucking Marie Callender's TV dinner and just go because it's going to get bad. No, I'm just kidding. But everybody.
There's not a Tombstone pizza I can have instead?
We have Jacks in this household. Jacks! I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We don't get to say some parting words?
No, you're in trouble.
Oh man,
Jesus
so
you get nothing.
Sleeping on the couch. I'm sleeping on the Sox on Tap couch tonight.
You are in fucking big trouble, and you get no pillow, and you don't get a blanket, and the fan blowing right on you.
I'm gonna come grab the pillow and just.
I'm gonna want you. I want you to fucking shiver, you jag.
Yeah.
All right, no, seriously, you have parting words or no?
Do I have parting words?
Yeah,
I've got parting words. Of course, I got parting words. I could talk all day. I love both of you. This was a great show. Sox on Tap, Sunday Funday. This is awesome. I'm pissed Johnny isn't here. Like, we let our other kid go out tonight, Buzz, and he's not even here for this. And
he's a little bit of a renegade.
Steve and Johnny are gonna have like multiple conversations about what went down tonight. And it's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait to circle back with both of them, as I'm sure you will. To figure out, just dissect everything that happened. This is fantastic. Hawk Harrelson, thank you for joining me tonight. This was fantastic. I love this. Headband night should be a thing because I feel like I get a little more angry. I got like 3 text messages during this show from my wife who said, you might not be angry enough, just like Liam Hendricks on this.
I have text messages right now. I'm not gonna say from who because I respect them and I don't want to put them out there to make them look stupid. Are you and Tony legitimately mad at each other?
No.
Holy shit, you and Tony just went at it. Oh my God. Why did you and Tony argue? We're fine.
Hashtag mad online.
Hashtag
mad online.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna get that tattooed right here. Hashtag mad online.
I'll pay for it. Just put my face on there. Just mad online. I'll pay for it.
Oh my God, dude.
This was gotta be done. This was fun. Buzz and I don't hate each other. He might hate Steve Stone.
I do.
But I don't hate Buzz.
No, so I don't. I do not hate.
Maybe people got the wrong impression here. This is going to be fun for people to listen back to.
I do not hate anybody.
Good thing it's an off day tomorrow. But here's my parting words because I'm going to try and make this quick. This is the pinnacle of being a White Sox fan right now. I'll say this a million times. The Cubs just sold everybody off. This is an excellent opportunity for the White Sox to become a staple or the go-to team in Chicago sports. We haven't had this in fucking forever. The Bears are on the uprise. The Bulls are on the uprise. The Cubs are on the downturn. There is an excellent opportunity for Jerry Reinsdorf and the White Sox to capitalize on a competitive baseball team. Enjoy the fucking shit out of this because there's going to be a downturn here. Appreciate every fucking moment of it. It's only August 1st. From here on out through the remainder of this year, we don't know if we're going to get baseball next year. Enjoy every second of this, White Sox fans. Enjoy every second. Don't take anything for granted. That's all I've got to say.
Deep. Steve?
The Cleveland Indians are 9 games out of first. Fuck you, Cleveland, always and forever.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Everybody, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Sox on Tap and on Tap Sportsnet. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Tell your friends about Sox on Tap. We have a good time here. We like to drink some beers. We like to argue. We like to agree. Whatever happens, happens. But be sure you're checking out Sox on Tap at ontapsportsnet.com because that's cool. Go to Grandstand if you need any White Sox gear. Grandstand Sox on socials. GrandstandSox.com, or if you're at the ballpark, walk over to Grandstand. Get yourself some awesome Sox gear or any Chicago sports gear that you might be wanting. We'll be back when we are back, which will probably be Tuesday after the White Sox beat the shit out of the Kansas City Royals. White Sox forever. Throw them up.
White Sox forever.
White Sox forever.